Well, hello, hello. That doesn't work quite as well as I was hoping. And this loop isn't as great as I was hoping either. Um, but hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Um, hello, hello, Ray. As you can see, there are congratulations, you're the first, officially the first one to make it to stream. Um, but yeah, as you can tell, I've been doing a lot of work on getting things set up properly. The Discord bot actually works now. It actually pings. I figured out what I was doing wrong, and it was a single missing symbol. So that was frustrating as hell. As you can see, I also have commands down here. Just as kind of like a little thing being like, hey, these are commands you can use because, you know, having the bot automatically run them every once in a while doesn't quite work because, well, frankly, the chat doesn't, like, if it shows up once, it's going to show up almost the whole stream, so having it do it multiple times kind of is unnecessary, so I'd rather just do it when people need it. But those are the commands down there. But yeah, today we're going to be finishing up Undertale. And I don't want to talk too long because there is still quite a bit to do. But we have reached the tail end. Which has both my favorite character in the game and my favorite soundtrack piece in the game. So, I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to stop the music because that was not as good of a loop as I was expecting it to be. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Bah. There we go. That should be working. Yes. And I'm sure, as you saw, there are more channel point redeems now. I actually set up the not sound alerts because that uses bits, but the blurp sound things. And I have that set up through channel points. So you can do those as well. I haven't tested those out properly yet. Just because, but I didn't do anything yet. Hopefully that sounded, hopefully you heard that. I have no clue if you did. I'm just gonna do this so that way were you able to hear it? You did not. Okay. That means I need to I wish I could. I wonder. Let me. Oh, shut up. Let me do. Oh, that's gonna kill my ears, but. I am going to. Were you able to hear that one? Yes, okay. So I just need to mess with the volume levels and stuff like that. Okay. There's so much stuff I need to figure out how to do. Because right now what's happening is I have to funnel a lot of stuff through desktop audio. Because I don't have an audio mixer. Which means that, like, right now the blurp sounds and stuff like that is coming through my headphones. Is it also just that sound? That sound may just be quiet. So I'll mess with that one. This game is gonna be annoying. Yeah, that one seems a bit quiet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn that one off for now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to, jeez. There's a lot I'm gonna have to do.
You what?
I'm gonna turn that one off. I don't know what I said. uh, don't worry about wasting all your points on testing stuff as well. I can do that myself as well. I thought it was all figured out, but I guess not. So I'll turn off the horny bonk. Yeah, no, I'll have to figure a lot of that stuff out, after stream and stuff like that. 12K you want to spend? Yeah, I need to come up with some good, rewards, because as of right now, they're very lackluster. But yeah, I need to figure out some way to get the audio all separated and not have to worry about things being doubled up, because the reason why I have it set up the way I do is because if I have it normal, I won't hear it. If I have it set up to where I can hear it and it's directly output to stream, it'll be doubled on stream. Alternatively, what if I don't want to... Yeah, no, I have too much stuff that I, have going through the same source, and it's not equalized properly, and it's really frustrating because I'm going to need to download a lot of stuff in order to actually get it set up. Because the way I have it right now, like I said, in order for you and me to hear it, it goes through my desktop audio, which the game is also going through desktop audio, which means in order to get the game to not be super loud, I have to have the desktop audio turned down, which means everything else is artificially turned down with it. That's kind of the issue surrounding that. So if I don't know. It's still a work in progress. Yeah, I just need to get a proper audio mixer and stuff like that. I'm gonna come here so that way the music doesn't keep spiraling itself back together. Now I should be able to... But yeah, it's just stuff along the lines of like trying to separate audio is kind of frustrating. Because right now it's either have some of the audio not properly work, or have audio doubled. Which audio doubled, I hate. I kind of hate that. So I don't want to have that here. It's so quiet. I don't remember it being this quiet. I thought there would still be music here. There it is. There it is. Ring. Hey, this is Undyne. Shut up, Papyrus. This was your idea. Human, you have to deliver something for me. Please? I'm at Snowden in front of Papyrus's. See ya, punk. Alright. Now we're getting into the true pacifist route. All right. But yeah, I'm seriously trying to get things set up properly, but without the necessary hardware or knowledge of software that I need, makes it really difficult, especially seeing as that would mean more things running on my already like devastatingly old PC. But yeah, this weekend I'll probably try and figure it out. But yeah, also this weekend, I'm gonna be playing a lot of Sonic Frontiers because, um, in about 3-ish hours, um, there's going to be the big content update. I still haven't done all the stuff for the old ones, so because I didn't even know the old ones were a thing yet. So I have a favor to ask you. I need you to deliver this letter to Dr. Alphys. Huh? Why don't I do it myself? Well, I love that face on Undyne. It's kind of personal, but we're friends, so I'll tell you. Hotland sucks. I don't want to have to go over there. So here you go. You got Undyne's letter. Oh, and if you read it, I'll kill you. Thanks so much. You're the best. Fun fact, not going to because don't have a reason to. You can't actually read it. The letter is sealed too tightly for you to read it. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get through this as quick as possible so that way it doesn't bleed into next week. But yeah, it's just kind of annoying the sort of stuff that I have to worry about here with sound. It's kind of frustrating. There is no mail slot. Slide letter under. You slide letter under and give it a knock. Oh no, is that another letter? I don't want to open it. Can't I just slide it back out? No, I can't keep doing this. I'll read this one. It's kind of shut strongly, isn't it? Wait a second. Hey, if this is a joke, it's... Oh my god. Did you write this letter? It wasn't signed, so I have no idea who could have... Oh no. That's adorable. And I had no idea you, wrote that way. It's surprising, too, after all the gross stuff I did. I don't really deserve to be forgiven, much less, this. And so passionately, too. You know what? Okay, I'll do it. It's the least I can do to make it up to you. Yeah, let's go on a date. Sorry. I'm still getting dressed. How do I look? My friend helped me pick out this dress. She's got a great sense of... anyway, let's do this thing. Hey, wait. Actually, we still can't start the date yet. I love the meta nature of this one. It's just... It's funny how, like... the character does something, the like narration dialogue responds, and then the character responds to the reaction dialogue. I love it. I've got to give you items to raise your affection statistic first. That'll increase the chance of a successful outcome to the date. Right? Anyway, don't worry, I'm prepared. I've been stockpiling gifts for an anticipation like this. First, I've got some metal armor polish. Maybe you can't use that. But I also brought some waterproof creams for your scales. Scales. Well, how about this magical spare repair kit that I... Hey, let's forget about the items. Let's just start the date. Yeah, let's, date. Just like me, for real, for real. And so, they were both bottoms. Do you like anime? Don't know about what? What don't you know about? Hey, me too. Hey, let's go somewhere. But where's a good place to go on a date? I've got it. Let's go to the garbage dump. Here we are. This is where Undyne and I come all the time. We find all sorts of great stuff here. She's really, oh no. That's her over there. I can't let her see me on a date with you. Why? Because, well, oh no, here she comes. Hey, there you are. I, realized if you deliver that thing, it might be a bad idea. So I'm gonna do it. Give it to me. Huh? You don't have it? Ah! Have you at least seen her? Yes? So she's somewhere around here. Thanks. I'll keep looking. Oh my god. Well, I guess it's obvious, huh? I really like her. I mean, more than I like other people. I'm sorry. I just figured, you know, it'd be fun to go on like a cute kind of pretend date with you to make you feel better. Well, it sounds even worse when I put it like that. I'm sorry, I messed up again. Undyne's the person I, really wanted to go on a date with. But I mean, she's way out of my league. Not that you aren't, cool. But Undyne, she's so confident and strong and funny. And I'm just a nobody. A fraud. I'm the royal scientist, but all I've ever done is hurt people. I've told her so many lies, she thinks I'm a lot cooler than I actually am. If she gets close to me, she'll find out the truth about me. What should I do? Tell her the truth. The truth? But if I tell her that, she'll hate me. Isn't it better this way? To live a lie where both people are happy, or a truth where neither of us are? The real questions. This is... Funny enough, this is unironically something that I think about a lot. Is this sort of like dual state of reality. Always be truthful. Yeah, that tends to be the better route. Because it's the sort of thing where, like, for example, when it comes to the whole, be truthful where no one's happy or live a lie where everyone is, that's not exactly right, because if you're living a lie, you yourself are not happy. If you're like truthful and stuff like that in this sort of scenario, there's a chance that it'll turn out good. So it's not a definite everyone will be horribly depressed or anything like that. So in that case, it's better to be, from a logical standpoint, it is better to be truthful about the stuff. And it's just one of those things where, like, then emotionally it becomes a different story, because if things do turn out bad, then everyone's miserable anyway, and it doesn't really matter which one you chose. But that's besides the point. They say be yourself, but I don't really like who myself is. I'd rather just be whatever makes other people like me. No, you're right. Every day I'm scared. Scared what will happen if people learn the truth on their own. They'll all get hurt because of me. But how can I tell in time the truth? I don't have the confidence. I'm going to mess it up. How can I practice? Obviously, let's roleplay. Roleplay? That actually sounds kind of fun. Okay, which one of us will be Undyne? I'll be Undyne if you need practice, right? Oh, right, obviously. Ahem. Hi, Undyne. How are you doing today? You're cute. Thanks. You say that to me a lot, and I never know what to say. You would be Undyne. I wouldn't be Undyne. I'd be Alphys in this situation. Let's be real. I'm too much of an airhead to actually, like, you know. But I mean, you just mean it platonically because we're just friends. So I'd like to, talk to you about something. Then she kisses you. Yeah, fair enough. I would be papyrus. What? Undyne would never, I kiss her back softly. I look gently into her eyes. I start hollering, Undyne, I love you. Undyne, kiss me again, Undyne. What did you just say? No, it's weird. I'm like a mix of almost every character in this game, which I think is by design. I think I mostly represent like alphas. But what did you just say? Undyne, I was just Hey, whoa, wait a second. Your outfit's really cute. What's the occasion? Wait a second. Are you two on a date? Yes. I mean, no. I mean, actually, we were only romantically role-playing as you. I didn't realize how much Undyne's face, like, changes throughout that. Like, when Alpha says yes, she looks right at the player. Like, she looks directly at the camera, and then the no, she looks worried over at Alfie's, and then no, it's just confusion. What? I mean, I mean, Undyne, I've been lying to you. That face, Undyne's face right there, is absolutely terrifying. What? About what? About, well, everything. I told you that seaweed was like scientifically important. Really, I was just trying to use it to make ice cream. And those human history books I keep reading, those are just dorky comic books. And the history movies, those are just anime. They aren't real. I am not clicking anything, by the way. I told you the time I was busy with work on the phone. I was just eating frozen yogurt. I didn't touch anything in that entire encounter. That's how fast the dialogue moves on its own. Alphys, I just wanted to impress you. I just wanted you to think I was smart and cool. That I wasn't some nerdy loser. Alphys. Undyne, I really think you're neat, okay? Alphys. Shh. Shh. Three-pointer! I love that interaction. Alphys, I think you're neat too, I guess. But you've got to realize, most of what you said really doesn't matter to me. I don't care if you're watching kid cartoons or reading history books. To me, all of that stuff is just nerdy crap. What I like about you is that you're passionate. You're analytical. It doesn't matter what it is. You care about it. 100% at maximum power. So, you don't have to lie to me. I don't want you to have to lie to anyone anymore. Alphys, I want to help you become happy with who you are. And I know just the training you need to do that. Undyne, you're gonna train me? What? Me? Nah, I'm gonna get Papyrus to do it. Get those bones shaking. It's time to jog 100 laps, hooting about how great we are. Ready? I'm about to start the timer. Undyne, I'll do my best. I love the really sped up Spear of Justice. Oh my god. She was kidding, right? Those cartoons, those comics, those are still real, right? Anime's real, right? What ones should I click? By the way, that music is not glitching. That is just how it is. Not real? Okay. No. No! I can feel my heart breaking into pieces. No, I can survive this. I have to be strong. For Alfie's. Thank you, human, for telling me the truth. I'll try my best to live in this world. See you later. Alright. Off we go. Into the true lab. Howdy, if it isn't my good friend who trusts me. This is Papyrus, you're also a mutual friend. Alphys and I finished our training early, very early, so I sent her home. Very home. Now, I feel strongly and for no apparent reason, you should also go there. To our lab, house. I have only good feelings about this. Goodbye. Click. It was this way. That's not where I wanted. Shit. Spam click too much. Eat a mushroom every day. Why? Then I know you're listening to me. Oh, while I'm here, actually, this would be a good time to give the snowman piece back to the snowman. Actually, no. It's not a good time for that. There's a better time to do that. And I'm going to be passing that area anyway later on. If it's hot or cold, you can count on me. Mystery river person. Come again sometime, tra-la-la. What do I have item-wise? Temi armor. Box. Let's throw the heart locket in there. Take out. Yeah, the hot cat. Okay. It's a note from Alphys. Read it. It's hard to read because of the handwriting, but you try your best. Hey, thanks for your help back there. You guys, your support really means a lot to me, but as difficult as it is to say this, you guys alone can't magically make my own problems go away. I want to be a better person. I don't want to be afraid anymore. For that to happen, I have to be able to face my own mistakes. I'm going to start doing that now. I want to be clear. This isn't anyone else's problem but mine. But if you don't ever hear from me again, if you want to know the truth, enter the door to the north of this note. You all at least deserve to know what I did. That's all she wrote. And this is where Undertale turns into a horror game. Entry number 1. This is it. Time to do what the king has asked me to do. I will create the power to free us all. I will unleash the power of the soul. Entry number 2. The barrier is locked by soul power. Unfortunately, this power cannot be recreated artificially. Soul power can only be derived from what was once living. So, to create more, we'll have to use what we have now. The souls of monsters. Yeah, it really does. It's kind of like... It's styled like a JRPG. It uses turn-based combat. Has a bit of a horror element. It's a comedy. Has action. Music is phenomenal. It's a bullet hell as well. It sort of has rhythm game aspects to it, sort of. So, yeah, this game really does have, like, everything. Entry number 3. But extracting the soul from the living monster would require incredible power. Besides being impractical, doing so would instantly destroy the soul's host. And, unlike the persistent souls of humans, the souls of most monsters disappear immediately upon death. If only I could make a monster's soul last. Hello, Yuzu. Welcome in, welcome in. We're finishing up Undertale today. Entry number 5. I've done it. Using the blueprints, I've extracted it from the human souls. I believe this is what gives their souls the strength to persist after death. The will to keep living, the resolve to change fate. Let's call this power determination. I'm not going to kill you for having not played it. It's one of my favorite games, so I would highly recommend it. You're going to be getting a bit of spoilers story-wise, because this is the end of the true pacifist route. Which I want to say is the canon ending. But I will also say that this game is a highly different experience watching it and playing it. So I would suggest personally getting it and playing it yourself if you are able to. Because the whole point of the game is about accountability for your actions. And in that sense, when you're watching someone else play it, you have a disconnect from that accountability because you're not the one making the choices. But when you're actually playing it, you're the one making the choices. The consequences are of your choices. So I would highly recommend it. Obviously, like I said, spoilers. But yes. There's a note on the ground. You can't make it all out. Elevator, lost power, enter the center door. That's all you could read. This says power room. Right, okay. This the vending machine. Gives you potato chips. I don't have room in my inventory for it. Entry number 6. Asgore asked everyone outside the city for monsters that had fallen down. Their bodies came in today. They're still comatose, and soon they'll all turn to dust. But what happens if I inject determination into them? If their souls persist after they perish, then freedom might be closer than we all thought. Entry number 9. Things aren't going well. None of the bodies have turned to dust, so I can't get the souls. I told the families that I would give them the dust back for their funerals. People are starting to ask me what's happening. What do I do? Turn on the sink. Turn on the sink. Turn on the sink. You take out your cell phone. You can hear voices through the receiver. Come join the fun. Smells like batteries. Refuse to join. Again, I'm trying to run through this quickly. So I'm not really taking much time to do all the different possibilities and stuff like that. I'm getting so many notifications now. Blah. Take that. Red key. That's just, yeah. Entry number 12. Nothing is happening. I don't know what to do. I'll just keep injecting everything with determination. I just want this to work. Where is it? Come on. Entry number 13. One of the bodies opened its eyes. This is when things start to get interesting. Seems like a comfortable bed. Lie in it. What is going on outside? Jeez. It's going to touch me. Or just tuck me into bed. And give head pats. Something under the sheets. Yellow key. Oh, whoa. Yuzu? Everyone that had fallen down has woken up. They're all walking and talking like nothing is wrong. I thought they were goners. Let's go this way first. Entry number 7. We'll need a vessel to wield the monster's souls when the time comes. Hey! You have the 7 TV. Yeah. I, again, need to get that all figured out. That is exactly why I put it on there, though, is for something like this. But I'm working on it. I have stuff in the works as well with, like, actually having the channel point redeems actually create something on stream. So, like, for the example, the horny bonk would actually bonk me with, like, a rubber mallet or something. I don't know. But I have stuff saved on my browser to look at and learn from and all that sort of stuff, so. After all, a monster cannot absorb the souls of other monsters, just as a human cannot absorb a human soul. So then, what about something that's neither human nor monster? Number 10. Experiments on the vessel are a failure. If something... It doesn't seem to be any different from the control cases. Whatever, there are hassles to work with anyway. The seeds just stick to you and won't let go. Said I'm getting me a mallet. So, in case you haven't picked up on stuff yet, this is starting to get into the backstory of Flowey and what Flowey really is. No, I don't want to fight. Mystify. Clean. Wash your hands, nothing happens, okay. I don't necessarily remember everything to do with the fights. Hum. No one heard you. Damn, okay. There we go. And in case you haven't picked up on it, this is an amalgamation. That's actually what the song is called, amalgamation, but this is an amalgamation of a bunch of the different enemies we fought in the past. Right, this needed the blue switch. Cold. Right, okay. That's what that's for. Yeah, so this is a very story heavy section of the game. Yeah. Let's go this way first. Now that Metaton's made it big, he never talks to me anymore, except to ask when I'm going to finish his body. But I'm afraid if I finish his body, he won't need me anymore. Then we'll never be friends ever again. Not to mention, every time I try to work on it, I just get really sweaty. There's a switch on the wall. Press it. Oh, crunchy audio. Alright, here we go. This is a weird fight. Just beckon. Call the amalgamate. It bounds towards you, flecking a strange liquid from an orifice. Actually, I'm not going to worry about the combat. So that's what the Hush Puppy is used for. Because I didn't want to have to sit through that fight, because that's a long fight. Seems like this research was a dead end, but at least we got a happy ending out of it. I sent the souls back to Asgore, returned to the vessel to his garden, and I called all the families and told them everyone's alive. I'll send everyone back tomorrow. No, 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 no! Here it is. I've been researching humans to see if I can find any info about their souls. I ended up snooping around the castle and found these weird tapes. I don't feel like Asgore's watched them. I don't think he should. This is heavily important. There's a VHS player with a few tapes picked out besides it. They seem to be labeled in a specific order. Will you watch one? Psst, Gory, wake up. What is it, dear? And why do you have that video camera? Shush, I want to get your reaction. Gory, dearest, what is my favorite vegetable? Carrots, right? No, 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 my favorite vegetable is edamame. Get it? Go back to bed, dear. No, no, not yet. Now, if I were a dog, what breed of dog would I be? I don't know, honey. What kind of dog would you be? I would be a Pomeranian. You sure are excited to have this child. You know, if you keep making jokes like this, one day you could be a famous mumedian. Well, I'm going to bed. Hey, come on, Tori. That one was funny. I know, I am just teasing you. Good night, dear. Good night, honey. Oh dear, perhaps it is too dark in here for the video to come out. So, that's Toriel and Asgore. They were married. But that's nothing compared to the implications of this next tape. Okay, Echo. Are you ready? For reference, Yuzu, because you haven't been here, Echo is what I named the character at the start of the run, or the playthrough. I made a very big point in saying, pay attention to the wording of the name select. It didn't say, what is your name? It didn't say, name your character. It said, name the fallen human. You weren't naming yourself at the start of the game. The character you play as is not the character you name. You name the child, the human child that the king and queen cared for. You know, the story of when the song Undertale was playing and they told the story, it was along the lines of a human fell into the underground, the king and queen treated them as their own. One day the human child got really sick, and their last request was to see the flowers from their village. And so their other child, their born child, once the human child had died, absorbed the soul and took the human's body to their village. And the humans thought that he had killed the child, and so they in turn attacked him, and he came back into the underground, and there he died. You are naming that human child, not yourself. That is one of the biggest plot twists in the entire game. The only character to call you by that name is Flowey. Flowey the flower. That will be important later. But when you think about it, Sans calls you Bud, Buddy, Pal. Papyrus calls you Human. Toriel calls you Child. Undyne calls you Punk. Alphys calls you Human. Asgore calls you the human child. No no character other than Flowey calls you by the name that you choose at the start of the game. That is something that you don't think about until you get to this point and you see your name and you think, how could I have been in the past in these tapes before I even came into the underground? Anyway, I've been holding on to that tidbit of information the entire playthrough. All 5 episodes of it. And do your creepy face. Ah, oh, wait, I had the lens cap on. What, you're not gonna do it again? Come on, quit tricking me. Yeah, that's the sort of subtlety that this game has that I absolutely love. The wording at the start of the game, name the fallen human, is more important than you could ever think about. Because in any other game, that is naming your character. In this game, it is naming a character you don't even know about until towards the end of the neutral route. It's absolutely insane. And I absolutely love it. The level of detail there is so good. Choose a tape to watch. Howdy, Echo. Smile for the camera. Ha! This time I got you. I left the cap on purpose. Now you're smiling for no reason. What? Oh, yeah, I remember. When we tried to make butterscotch pie for Dad, right? The recipe asked for cups of butter, but we accidentally put it in buttercups instead. Yeah, those flowers got him really sick. I felt so bad we made Mom really upset. I should have laughed it off like you did. Anyway, where are you going with this? Huh? Turn off the camera? Okay. I don't like this idea, Echo. What? No, I'm not. Big kids don't cry. Yeah, you're right. No, I'd never doubt you, Echo. Never. Yeah, we'll be strong. We'll free everyone. I'll go get the flowers. Echo, can you hear me? We want you to wake up. Echo, you have to stay determined. This right here as well. Anytime you die, the game over screen, that message, comes from right here. You have to stay determined. You can't give up. You are the future of humans and monsters. That is the game over screen. So even the game over screen, calling you by the chosen name at the start of the game, is nothing but something to do with the old character. The old human. Not your character. No one's saying that to your character. I absolutely love it so much. Psst, Echo, please wake up. I don't like this plan anymore. No, I'd said I'd never doubt you. 6, right? We just have to get 6. And we'll do it together, right? So I don't remember if it's outlined later on, but so I'm gonna kind of tell it. Essentially, the old humans' plan: get themselves sick on buttercups, poison themselves, so that way the other character could go into the human world and harvest 6 souls to break the barrier and let the monsters free. Obviously, we know what happens. This game goes so many layers deep, and you don't even know the full story until you do True Pacifist, which means you have to complete a completely pacifist neutral run. Which means the neutral run ends with the Omega Flowey fight, which we did last episode. True Pacifist then is something added on to that, which is this area, and another boss fight. And then you get the full story of the game. It's absolutely insane. Unhug. I hate this fight. The melody of pulsating flesh. Hum again. Nothing else happened? No. Smells like sweet lemons. Call. Called for help, but nobody came. Smells like sweet lemons. I don't remember. Oh, I guess you just have to do everything. Cry. Man. What's left? Flex. Seems to remember something. Man. Yeah, okay. Whew. Item. Let us eat the astronaut food. Oh, by the way, does this look familiar? Ray, especially, because you saw the Omega Flowey fight. Another bit of... Yeah. The design is very reminiscent of Omega Flowey. DT extraction machine status inactive. Entry number 19. Families keep calling me to ask when everyone is coming home. What am I supposed to say? I don't even answer the phone anymore. Entry number 20. Asgore left me 5 messages today. 4 about everyone being angry. 1 about this cute teacup he found that looks like me. Thanks, Asgore. Tree number 21. I spend all my time at the garbage dump now. It's my element. Click. There it is. This is the saddest fight in the entire game. Joke. Told a bad pun about snow. Her expression starts to shift. Haha, I remember. So, remember Snowdrake, who tried to make it out on his own as a comedian, but was really bad. Then his dad in Mettaton Resort, who said that Snowdrake's mother died. Yeah, this is her. This is Snowdrake's mother. It's not even a fight you can lose. Because she doesn't do any attacks that could hurt you. Yeah, no, it is devastatingly sad. One of the reasons I love this game. There's so much depth to it. Like, you wouldn't think about the fact that... Oh, wait, that's not... You wouldn't think about the fact that Snowdrake's mother being dead would become an important plot point. But it is. See, been live for an hour, have an hour left, and I'm getting fairly decently close to the end. So things should be working out. Timing-wise, anyway. Should be able to finish the game today. Along with showing off everything that I want to show off. I don't think the last boss fight should take me an hour. These aren't active yet. Seems like this controls the elevator's power. Turn it on. Hey, stop. I got you guys some food, okay? Sorry about that. They get kind of sassy when they don't get fed on time. Anyway, the power went out, and I've been trying to turn it back on. But it seems like you were one step ahead of me. This was probably just a big inconvenience for you. But I appreciate that you came here to back me up. As I said, was afraid I might not come back. That's not because of these guys or anything. I was just worried I would be too afraid to tell the truth. That I might run away or do something cowardly. I suppose I owe you an explanation. As you probably knew, Asgore asked me to study the nature of souls. During my research, I isolated a power called determination. I injected it into dying monsters so their souls would last after death, but the experiment failed. You see, unlike humans, monsters' bodies don't have enough physical matter to take those concentrations of determination. Their bodies started to melt and lost what physicality they had. Pretty soon, all of the test subjects had melted together into those. Seeing them like this, I knew I couldn't tell their families about it, couldn't tell anyone about it, no matter how much everyone was asking me. And I was too afraid to do any more work, knowing everything I'd done so far had been such a horrific failure. But now I've changed my mind about all this. I'm going to tell everyone what I've done. It's going to be hard. Being honest, believing in myself. I'm sure there will be times where I'll struggle. I'm sure there will be times where I screw up again. but knowing deep down that I have friends to fall back on, I know it'll be a lot easier to stand on my own. Thank you. Come on, guys. It's time for everyone to go home. Oh yeah, if you have chips in your inventory, she'll comment on the fact that they were probably cornering you because they smelled the chips. Entry number 8. I've chosen a candidate. I haven't told Asgore yet because I want to surprise him with it. In the center of his garden, there's something special. The first golden flower that grew before all the others. The flower from the outside world. It appeared just before the queen left. I wonder, what happens when something without a soul gains the will to live? Entry number 18. The flower's gone. Wonder what could have happened to it. Ring. It's a voice you've never heard before. Echo. Are you there? It's been a long time, hasn't it? But you've done well. Thanks to you, everything has fallen into place. Echo. See you soon. And here we are. I'll take the long walk. The reason this is so long is because there were, in the neutral route, Yuzu, there were characters popping up telling you the story that I kind of told earlier with the human and the monster who went to the human world because the human had died and the king and queen had cared for and that stuff. Throughout all of this. The silence is deafening. Also, notice there haven't been any save points. Save points are gone. The boxes are gone. I don't remember. Is this where... I mean, I know what this room is, but is this the timing one? No, okay. It's a coffin. There's a name engraved on it. Echo. It's empty. That grave isn't your grave. It's the first human's. So the fact that it's the grave, or not the grave, the coffin, says the name that you chose is another slight indicator that it's not actually your name. But there's no reason to think otherwise. So you wouldn't think anything of it. Again, subtle details that I absolutely love about this game. One last save point. Before we face Asgore again. This is the barrier. This is what keeps us all trapped underground. If by chance you have any unfinished business, please do what you must. I see. This is it then. Ready? Strange light fills the room. Twilight is shining through the barrier. It seems your journey is finally over. You're filled with determination. Which now has a completely different meaning. Being filled with determination. It isn't just, you know, the typical term for determination. It is an actual force in this world that you are filled with in this moment in time. So good. It was nice to meet you. Goodbye. Wait, this hasn't happened before. Goat Mom! What a miserable creature torturing such a poor innocent youth. Do not be afraid, my child. It is I, Toriel, your friend and guardian. Man, haven't seen her since episode 1. At first, I thought that I would let you make your journey alone. But I could not stop worrying about you. Your adventure must have been so treacherous. And ultimately, it would burden you with a horrible choice. To leave this place, you would have to take the life of another person. You would have to defeat Asgore. However, I realized I cannot allow that. It is not right to sacrifice someone simply to let someone leave here. Is that not what I've been trying to prevent this whole time? So, for now, let us suspend this battle. As terrible as Asgore is, he deserves mercy too. Tori, you came back. Do not Tori me, dreamer. You pathetic whelp. If you really wanted to free our kind, you could have gone through the barrier after you got 1 soul, taken 6 souls from the humans, then came back and freed everyone peacefully. But instead, you made everyone live in despair, because you would rather wait here meekly hoping another human never comes. Tori. You're right. I am a miserable creature. But, do you think we can at least be friends again? No, Asgore. Nah, Asgore, human. Nobody fight each other. Everyone's gonna make friends, or else I'll... Hello, I am Toriel. Are you the human's friend? It is nice to meet you. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Hey, Asgore, is that your ex? Jeez, that's rough, buddy. I love that line so much. That's rough, buddy. Hey! Nobody hurt each other. Oh, are you another friend? I am Toriel. Hello. Hi. There's 2 of them? Hey, nobody fight anyone. If anyone fights anyone, then I'll be forced to ask Undyne for help. Hello. Oh, hello, your majesty. Psst. Hey, human. Did Asgore shave and clone himself? Hey guys, what's up? That voice. Hello, I think we may know each other. Oh, hey, I recognize your voice, too. I am Toriel. So nice to meet you. The name's Sans. And, same. Oh, wait, then... This must be your brother, Papyrus. Greetings, Papyrus. It is so nice to finally meet you. Your brother has told me so much about you. Wowie. I can't believe Asgore's clone knows who I am. This is the best day of my life. Hey, Papyrus. What does a skeleton tile his roof with? Snowproof roof tiles? No, silly. A skeleton tiles his roof with shingles. Also, look at Asgore's face. Up in the corner. This is NTR to its highest capacity. I changed my mind. This is the worst day of my life. Come on, Asgore, it's gonna be okay. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Yeah, Asgore, Undyne's totally right about that fish thing. Sometimes you just got to, stop going after furry boss monsters and, just get to know a really cute fish. It's a metaphor. Well, I think it's a good analogy. Oh my god, will you two just smooch already? The audience is dying for some romantic action. Hey, shut up. Man, the nerve of that guy, right, Alphys? Alphys? No, he's right. Let's do it. Well, I guess if you want to, then don't hold anything back. Wait, not in front of the human. Right, sorry, I got a little carried away there. My child, it seems as if you must stay here for a while, but looking at all the great friends you have made, I think you'll be happy here. Hey, that reminds me. Papyrus, you called everyone here, right? Well, besides, her. Anyway, if I got here before you, how did you know how to call everyone? Let's just say, a tiny flower helped me. A tiny flower? You idiots! While you guys were having your little powwow, I took the human souls. And now, not only are those under my power, but all of your friends' souls are gonna be mine too. Also, fun little detail, Sans is the only one without his feet dangling. And you know what the best part is? It's all your fault. It's all because you made them love you. All the time you spent listening to them, encouraging them, caring about them. Without that, they wouldn't have come here. And now, with their souls and the humans together, I will achieve my real form. Huh? Why am I still doing this? Don't you get it? This is all just a game. If you leave the underground satisfied, you'll win the game. If you win, you won't want to play with me anymore. And what would I do then? But this game between us will never end. I'll hold victory in front of you just within your reach, and then tear it away just before you grasp it. Over and over and over. Listen, if you do defeat me, I'll give you your happy ending. I'll bring your friends back. I'll destroy the barrier. Everyone will finally be satisfied. But that won't happen. I'll keep you here no matter what. Even if it means killing you 1,000,000 times. Also, I love the voice that I've come to naturally give Flowey. Just saying, I love the voice. It's so interesting to me too, because it plays right into my range of voice cracking, and it works so well for the character. Oh crap, I didn't equip the heart locket. What? Do not be afraid, my child. No matter what happens, we will always be there to protect you. That's right, human. You can win. Just do what I would do. Believe in you. Hey, human, if you got past me, you can do anything. So don't worry, we're with you all the way. Huh? You haven't beaten this guy yet? Come on, this weirdo's got nothing on you. Technically, it's impossible for you to defeat him, but somehow I know you can do it. Human, for the future of humans and monsters, you have to stay determined. And everyone you've met along the way comes to support you in your final battle. No! Unbelievable! This can't be happening. You... I can't believe you're all so stupid. All of your souls are mine. Crunchy audio again. Ooh, really crunchy audio. Why, hello there, Azrael Dreamer. My favorite character in the game. Finally. I was so tired of being a flower. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Ray? What are you waiting for? Tell me. I don't know. Also, don't mind me. I'm just gonna do a quick little... Where is it?
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
Okay. But I did need to take a break to drink some water because my throat is killing me after that Flowey encounter. Howdy. Echo, are you there? It's me, your best friend. Azriel Dreamer. And this is my favorite song in the entire game. Hopes and Dreams. I don't have... Frick, okay. Hope. You held on to your hopes. You reduced how much damage you'll take this turn. The true final battle is finally beginning. An acid trip of a battle, but so fucking good. Keep holding on, damage reduced. That's what I've been waiting for. Yep. Shocker Breaker. Okay. I am going to eat stuff. You know, I don't care about destroying this world anymore. This calls on Chaos Saber. Keep holding on, damage reduced. After I defeat you and gain total control over the timeline, I just want to reset everything. Ah, alright. Also, fun fact, Toby Fox went on record to say why he made Azrael float here. It's because he looked like a doofus just standing there. That is to quote him from the art collection book. Kept holding on, damage reduced. All your progress, everyone's memories. I'll bring them all back to zero. Oh well, legendary hero. Then we can do everything all over again. I just want to say, this fight took me like 20 tries back when I first played it. Chaos Buster. Hot Cat. You'll do it. There's a reason I'm eating all my food, by the way. And that is because I want to show you what Dream does. You think about why you're here now. You can feel the empty space in your inventory get smaller and smaller. So what Dreams does, it fills your inventory with last dreams, which are healing items that max out your HP. Because you want a happy ending. This is fine. Because you love your friends. Ah! I was so off for that. Alright. Hope. Damage reduced. Because you never give up. Oh! Oh! I got so lucky there. Oh yeah, and you'll notice that when I started to stream today, I didn't choose these songs. I chose the True Lab because these songs that come from this point on are my favorite songs in the entire soundtrack and so worth actually listening to in the actual game rather than waiting and like hearing it early. Your determination, the power that lets you get this far, it's gonna be your downfall. Hypergoner. Now enough messing around. It's time to purge this timeline once and for all. Even after that attack, you're still standing in my way? Wow, you really are something special. But don't get cocky. Up until now, I've only been using a fraction of my real power. Let's see what good your determination is against this. Wide. Azrael, the hyper god of death. Oh yeah, fun fact. I can't go to any other option. I'm stuck on act, so I can't heal. And all I can do is struggle. Can't move your body. Because it wants you to die at least once. So you can see this. But it refused. Can't move your body. Every time you die, your grip on this world slips away. Every time you die, your friends forget a little more. Your life will end here, in a world where no one remembers you. The whole world is ending. Can't move your body. Still, you're hanging on. That's fine. In a few moments, you'll forget everything, too. That attitude will serve you well in your next life. Still? Come on. Show me what good your determination is now. Can't move your body. Nothing happened. You struggle. Nothing happened. You tried to reach your save file. Nothing happened. You tried again to reach your save file. Nothing happened. It seems saving the game really is impossible. But maybe, with what little power you have, you can save something else. Now I can go through and do all this, but I gotta save Goat Mom first. I have to. Reached out to Azrael Soul and called out to your friends. They're in there somewhere, aren't they? Within the depths of Azrael's soul, something resonating. Lost souls appeared. You refuse to fight the lost soul. Something about this is so familiar to her. This is where all of your training throughout the entire game comes into play. Used to fight the lost soul. Something about this is so familiar to her. I didn't mean to do the same one again, but... Preference. You tell a lost soul you prefer cinnamon instead of butterscotch. Somehow, she faintly recalls hearing this before. Hug. You hug the lost soul and tell her that you're going to see her again. Suddenly, her memories are flooding back. Seeing her remember you, the male lost soul tried hard to remember you too. Your fate is up to you now. You are our future. This is my favorite sequence in the entirety of this game. Entirety. Every route, every situation, this is my favorite sequence. We'll go with Undyne. In the depths of Azrael's soul, something's resonating. And also just a jam of a song. Lost soul. Clash. You clash against the lost soul with all of your might. She feels your fighting spirit. It's familiar somehow. All humans will die. You ask the lost soul to teach you how to cook. She does not know why, but she kind of wants to teach you how. You're our real enemy. Fake it. You tapped the lost soul lightly. Something about the way you fight. It's all flooding back. Well, I guess some humans are okay, I guess. Sans. From the depths of Azrael's soul, something's resonating. Crossword. You tell the lost soul that you think crosswords are tougher than jumble. It seems to have some dim recollection of this fact. Just give up. I did. I must capture a human. Oops. Joke. You told the lost soul a bad pun about skeletons. He seems to love it, but the other lost soul seems to hate it. Everyone will. Why even try? Ah! You told the lost soul you'd think about what you'd done. Suddenly, its memories are flooding back. Seeing how nicely you treated its brother, the other lost soul remembers too. No, wait, you're my friend. I could never capture you. Nah, I'm rooting for you, kid. Within the depths of Azrael's soul, something's resonating. The lost soul appeared. You tell the lost soul that you'll continue to support her. Something about the way you said that is familiar to her. Call. You call the lost soul on the phone. She starts to sweat. She doesn't know why, but Saul seems very familiar. Got to keep lying. You ask the lost soul what her favorite cartoon is. Suddenly, the memories are flooding back. No, that's not true. My friends like me, and I like you too. You feel your friend's soul resonating within Azrael. You can save someone else. Strangely, as your friends remember you, something else began resonating within the soul, stronger and stronger. It seems that there's still one last person that needs to be saved. But who? Suddenly, you realize. You reach out and call their name. Huh, what are you doing? His theme. You know, back with the music box with the statue, I said that that was my favorite theme in the game. This is why, because it's this theme. His theme. Azrael Dreamer's theme. What did you do? What's this feeling? What's happening to me? No, no, I don't need anyone. Stop it. Get away from me. Do you hear me? I'll tear you apart. Much like the Azrael fight. He hit me in the menu! That motherfucker! Just like the Toriel fight, he starts to refuse to hit you. Echo, do you know why I'm doing this? Why you keep fighting to keep you around? With the same attack, no less. I'm doing this because you're special, Echo. You're the only one that understands me. You're the only one who's any fun to play with anymore. No, that's not just it. I'm doing this because I care about you, Echo. I care about you more than anybody else. I'm not ready for this to end. I'm not ready for you to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye to someone like you again. So please, stop doing this. And just let me win. Stop it. Stop it now. It's such a triumphant piece to go with this utter defeat that Azrael is feeling right now, which is absolutely phenomenal to listen to in this moment. Because it's so heroic, yet so sad. And that is why this will always be one of my favorite fights in the entirety of this game. The music adds so much to it in the sense of you get this feeling of longing. And I haven't taken any music theory, so I can't say for certain, but just kind of what I get out of it as a musician. There's an air here of longing, yet it's also so triumphant that it really feels like that last stand where one side is refusing to fight. Both sides don't want to fight. One side is absolutely refusing, trying to convince the other to not fight, which is exactly what's happening in this game, and that's solely in the music. Anyway. Echo. I'm so alone, Echo. I'm so afraid, Echo. Echo, I'm so sorry. I always was a crybaby, wasn't I, Echo? I know. You're not actually Echo, are you? Echo's been gone for a long time. What? What is your name? Frisk? That's a nice name. Frisk. I haven't felt like this for a long time. As a flower, I was soulless. I lacked the power to love other people. However, with everyone's souls inside me, I not only have my own compassion back, but I can feel every other monster's as well. They all care about each other so much. And they care about you too, Frisk. I wish I could tell you how everyone feels about you. Papyrus, Sans, Undyne, Alphys, Toriel. Monsters are weird. Even though they barely know you, it feels like they all really love you. Frisk, I understand if you can't forgive me. I understand if you hate me. I acted so strange and horrible. I hurt you. I hurt so many people. Friends, family, bystanders. There's no excuse for what I've done. What? Frisk, come on. You're gonna make me cry again. Besides, even if you do forgive me, I can't keep these souls inside me. The least I can do is return them. But first, there's something I have to do. Right now, I can feel everyone's hearts beating as one. They're all burning with the same desire. With everyone's power, with everyone's determination. It's time for monsters to finally go free. Save the World is this piece, which is hopes and dreams in reverse. The barrier was destroyed. Frisk. I have to go now. Without the power of everyone's souls, I can't keep maintaining this form. In a little while, I'll turn back into a flower. I'll stop being myself. I'll stop being able to feel love again. So, Frisk, it's best if you just forget about me, okay? Just go be with the people who love you. I don't want to let go. Frisk. You're going to do a great job, okay? No matter what you do. Everyone will be there for you, okay? Well, my time's running out. Goodbye. By the way, Frisk, take care of Mom and Dad for me, okay? Frisk, this is all just a bad dream. Please, wake up. And that is the first instance of the characters calling you by your name. And it is the name Frisk. Not the one you chose at the start of the game. Oh, you're awake, thank goodness. We were so worried. It felt like you were out forever. Yeah, any longer and I would have freaked out. Tell us next time you decide to take a nap, okay? Yeah, you made Papyrus cry like a baby. What? I didn't cry. I don't cry. I just caught something in my eye. What did you catch? Tears! Now. The important part is that Frisk is alright. Here, Frisk. Why not drink some tea? It'll make you feel better. Or how about we give them space first? They must be very exhausted. Though, from what, I am not certain. Frisk, we do not remember exactly what happened. There was a flower, and then everything went white. But now the barrier is gone. When you are ready, we will all return to the surface. It seems the door to the east will lead us there now. But before then, perhaps you might want to take a walk. You can say goodbye to all of your wonderful friends. Do as you wish. We will all wait for you here. Howdy, Frisk. Sorry about almost trying to take your soul. I feel very bad about it. I hope we can still be pals. Hey, don't worry about it, Asgore. I think everybody's tried to kill Frisk at least once. Oh, I see. In that case, I'm not sorry, Frisk. Asgore, that's not what I meant. Psst, Frisk. You've got to tell me. Do you think Asgore and Toriel are, ever gonna get back together? Nah. Yeah, that's what I thought. A woman can dream though, right? And write fanfiction. A lot of fanfiction. So, Alphys, what do you want to do now that we're all free? We have the whole world to explore now. Well, of course, I'm gonna go out and, no, I should be honest. I'm gonna stay inside and watch anime like a total loser. That's the spirit. Everyone, a celebration to being losers. Papyrus has the right idea. Listening to Frisk is the best thing to ever happen to me. So I'm glad that we... Huh? What is it, Asgore? What's an anime? Oh my god. Frisk, please. Help me explain what anime is to Asgore. You see, it's like a cartoon, but... with swords. So it's like a cartoon, but with swords. Golly, that sounds neato. Oh, where is this? Where can I see the anime? Hold on, I think I have some on my phone. Here, look at this. Oh, that's the wrong... never mind. Golly, were those two robots kissing? Boy, technology sure is something, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. So, Asgore, how about making me a member of the Royal Guard? Well, Papyrus, now that the war is over, we might not need the Royal Guard anymore. What? Then what was the point of the humans' quest? They journeyed all that way, and I'm still not a member of the Royal Guard? Truly, this is the worst possible ending. Hey, Frisk, what's with that weird expression? Sans, did I tell you the time? Oh, yeah, this was... I forgot I did that. First episode, remember when I said that you can call Toriel mom and flirt with her and it would have repercussions later on? This is the later on. Sans, did I tell you about the time Frisk flirted with me? And then asked to call me mother? Oh boy. Wow, Frisk. This really puts our relationship in a new light. Hey, Tori, do you have any other embarrassing stories? Oh, do I ever? But I think that story is one of the most unbelievable. It is hard to think anyone would want to flirt with me. Oh, Toriel, you have no idea. Hello, Frisk. Alfie's updated my phone. I'm having a lot of fun with the texting feature. Sans, check out this one. Oh man, Tori, that's brutal. I can't believe the queen has returned, and also that she's a huge dork. You two are 2 feet away from each other. Why are you texting? Worry not, Papyrus, we are texting for a good reason. Why is that? Well, 'cause we're huge dorks. Sans, please do not say that. You are not a dork, you are more of a bonehead. Wow, those puns are even less funny coming from her. Then why are you smiling? It's a pity smile. Alright. Ahem. We still have a lot to do. We have a whole ass walk to go through. I don't remember. It's now when it's open. I don't remember if it's now or if it's after a soulless pacifist, which is if you do genocide first. But the coffins will be open. Ah, yes. Coffin is empty. You didn't notice before, but there's something like mummy wrappings at the bottom of it. Alright. A few things I have to do. To kind of clear out. I have to go back, give the snowman piece back, talk to a couple characters, and go all the way back through the ruins. Oops. Because this is something I didn't know until earlier. Or until recently. You can go all the way back through the ruins. And there's a thing waiting for you there. Yeah. This game is phenomenal. Let's come over here. Are they not here? No, they must be in Snowden. But yeah, there's quite a few places yet I have to go. Freaking love this game. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but I'll stop on at Waterfall on the way back. Tra-la-la, tree-li-li, tree-li-li. Come again sometime, tra-la-la. Right here is this one. All of our parents have been combined into one horrible being. That's okay, though. It really brought our families together. No, that's not. Monster Kid. Yo, what's up? I've been kind of doing some thinking. Maybe Undyne isn't actually as cool as we thought. She's just kind of mean. But yo, I found out someone way cooler. Ah, long walk. I remember this bridge. Ice cap. No, that's not. Bum ba da da dum bum ba dum bum ba da da dum bum ba dum ba da da dum bum 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 bum. Heh, I guess we'll have to go to the surface. There are woods that we can live in, right? Oh. This takes so long. Oops. I'll play another round of that on the way back. Hello, snowman. Ah, I can feel that piece of me has been taken well taken care of. The barriers opened up? Then if it's not too much to ask, could you take that piece of me to the surface? I would really appreciate it. I forgot that he asked you to take it to the surface. I thought there was more than that. Here it is. The doctor, she brought my wife back from the dead. My son, he seems happy again. Our family, it's bigger than ever. Now that my wife is combined with 16 other people. let's talk to you. Mom might have her to share her mind with other people now, but she's still my mom. And that's cool, because we're made of ice and stuff. What? It's a joke. Laugh at it. What was up here? Right. Fishing line. Conveniently shaped lamp. Just a conveniently shaped lamp. Almost there. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Dum. Da-da-da-da-dum. Ba-dum. Ba-da-dum. Bum 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 bum. Bum ba dum ba da da dum ba da da dum bum ba da 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 dum bum ba da 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 dum. I love the music in the end of the pacifist route. It's so good. Like everything from the encounter with Flowey on is just so good. I don't remember if the mirror says anything else now that you've beat the game. Still just you, Frisk. There you go. When I say all the way back in the ruins, I mean all the way back in the ruins. The exit's open? I guess I better roll out. Hey, you mind giving me a push, pumpkin? Almost there. This music is so somber and sweet. It's so nice. Da-da-da-dum. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Start to all the puzzles. Switches on a wall. You ready? Ready to see what lies ahead? It's our boy Asriel. Don't worry about me. Someone has to take care of these flowers. Frisk, please leave me alone. I can't come back. I just can't, okay? I don't want to break their hearts all over again. It's better if they never see me. Why are you still here? Are you trying to keep me company? Frisk? Hey, let me ask you a question. Frisk, why did you come here? Everyone knows the legend, right? Travelers who climb Mount Ebot are said to disappear. Frisk, why would you ever climb a mountain like that? Was it foolishness? Was it fate? Or was it because you... Well, only you know the answer, don't you? I know why Echo climbed the mountain. It wasn't for a very happy reason. Frisk, I'll be honest with you. Echo hated humanity. Why they did, they never talked about it. But they felt very wrongly about that. Strongly. Frisk, you really are different from Echo. In fact, though you have similar, fashion choices, I don't know why I ever acted like you were the same person. Maybe the truth is, Echo wasn't really the greatest person. While Frisk, you're the type of friend I wish I always had. So maybe I was kind of projecting a little bit. Let's be honest, I did some weird stuff as a flower. There's one last thing I feel like I should tell you. Frisk, when Echo and I combined our souls together, the control over our body was actually split between us. They were the one that picked up their own empty body. And then, when we got to the village, they were the one that wanted to use our full power. I was the one that resisted. And then, because of me, well, that's why I ended up a flower. Frisk, this whole time I've blamed myself for that decision. That's why I adopted that horrible view of the world. Kill or be killed. But now, after meeting you, Frisk, I don't regret that decision anymore. I did the right thing. If I killed those humans, we would have had to wage war against all of humanity. And in the end, when everyone went free, right? I still feel kind of sad knowing how long it took. So maybe it wasn't a perfect decision. But you can't regret hard choices your whole life, right? Well, not that I have much of a life left after all. But that's besides the point. Frisk, thank you for listening to me. You should really go be with your friends now, okay? Oh, and please, in the future, if you, see me, don't think of it as me, okay? I just want you to remember me like this. Someone that was your friend for a little while. Oh, and Frisk, be careful in the outside world, okay? Despite what everyone thinks, it's not as nice as it is here. There are a lot of flowies out there. And not everything can be resolved by just being nice. Frisk, don't kill and don't be killed, alright? That's the best you can strive for. Well, see you. Frisk, don't you have anything better to do? And then that's the repeating one. That encounter is really strong, especially to me. Because, you know, the whole aspect, the first human went there for not happy reasons. They hated humanity. Pretty much, and this is getting kind of dark, but the pinnacle of depression. They climbed a mountain that no one ever comes back from because they didn't want to come back. But this encounter also is... It's interesting because you go the entire game being told kill or be killed. That's the way of the world. And in this encounter, the same character, the same creature, the same mind, says don't kill and don't be killed. It's such a twist. But the interesting thing with that is it's not saying don't hurt. It's saying don't kill. And the don't be killed in response is also saying fight back when you need to. And the aspect of there are more flowies out there. Like, that is such a meta commentary about the state of the world being like, not everyone is nice. Not everyone wants to be your friend. Some people just want to use you for their own gain. Which is unfortunate. It really is. But further from that, this game, this sequence, there isn't a happy ending for everyone. This is the happiest ending you can get. But you still couldn't save Azrael. You can't save everyone. It's not possible to. There is no ending in this game where everyone is saved. Which just kind of goes to show, like, in a lot of games where your choices matter, the best route is where everyone is happy. The happiest route in this game, I'm not happy with it. Azrael is my favorite character. I can't save Azrael. There's no way to save Azrael, even in the happiest ending. Well, I should continue moving so that way it doesn't take forever to get back to the ending. Because we still have the credits to go through. But it's just... that sort of notion is so powerful. Because when you think about it, the whole aspect of the hero's journey is that in some way you're able to save the world. You're able to save everyone, overcome evil, and defeat the big bad in order to save everyone. In this game, there is no big bad. You're not a hero. And you can't save everyone. It's such a wide range of difference from where a lot of games host their story. And I'm gonna skip the waterfall because just to get through an end, it's been 2 hours already. But if you really want, you can, I'm sure you can look up on YouTube someone interacting with all the characters after the pacifist route is done. But like this game is so important, not just to me, but to the idea of society as a whole. Hey, still got it. Like, I feel like more people should play this game. It's heavily referred to as a meme game because of the memes that sprouted from it. And the fact that it was essentially one guy working on it, outsourcing some artists. But the story in this game is so important for people to realize. Like, even the genocide route kind of has its own meanings. Because in the genocide route, you get Flowey, who's been pushing you the entire time, become afraid of you. You have judgment cast on you. Like, it's... the genocide route is a lot more about what people are willing to do with limitless power. If you had the power to do anything you wanted and get away with it, if you died, you could just come back. Would you kill everyone? Because even Flowey in that route, Flowey has the ability to save. Until you show up. Flowey went through every route of this game. Killing everyone, becoming friends with everyone, killing some people and saving others. He did it all. And he got bored. Which is why when you showed up and he couldn't save anymore, he was curious. And he tried to kill you. Because he was slightly afraid of you. And throughout the genocide route, he's pushing you to kill. Because it's kill or be killed. Oh, hold on. Gotta do a funny moment. Nice. Anyway. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, I say it all the time. This game is about accountability for your actions. It always has been. In the pacifist route, you're being held accountable for essentially being a nice person. You're being held accountable for going against what everyone else agrees is the way of the world. in the genocide route, you're being held accountable for all of the, like, problems. Come on. No, I missed. Screw it. Not worth it. But, like, honestly, when it comes to this game as a whole, it's not just about accountability. It's about how people interact with the world around them. Because even in the genocide route, Flowey calls out people who are just watching playthroughs of it. Just watching someone else do it because they couldn't do it themselves. It's calling out human nature as to the truth about free will and whether we actually have free will. And if we had complete free will, what we would actually do with it. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love this game, and I will always come back to it. It's a long game, don't get me wrong. It's a very long game. And it's not something that I would be able to play just on a whim because it's so long. But it's a game that if I could, I would play it a million times over. Which is why I'm excited to play Deltarune. I've been meaning to play it. It's just a matter of I wanted the game to be finished before I played it. But that's not possible, really. Because, Undertale Part 2. No, this is going to be the last Undertale thing on stream, at least for a while. But I'm not going to stream Deltarune either. Unfortunately, the community is really toxic when it comes to people playing the games for the first time. Just watching, for example, Chibidoki, who is the most recent playthrough I watched, play through the game for the first time. And also, Marco Meatball playing the game for the first time on streams a while ago. He actually had to stop streaming it because so many people were telling him he was doing it wrong because they weren't doing the route that they wanted him to. That's the really unfortunate thing about the Undertale community as a whole, is it can get really toxic to new players who don't know what's going on. And, like, also spoiling a lot of things, like, even just saying, oh, this part is kind of a spoiler because you know something is coming up then. Oh, yeah, forgot, you can notice you receive a text from Toriel. Dear Frisk, Sans and Alphys are teaching me how to text. I'm learning so much. For example, do you know what a smiley is? Please look at this. Now turn your head to the left. It is a picture of me smiling at you. Can you see it? Lol, that stands for lots of laughter. Sincerely, Toriel. That's all for now. Maybe in the next stream you will receive another. If there's a different text for every room in the game on your way back. So, but yeah, it's so good. And so back to with the whole Deltarune thing. I'm not gonna stream it because I want to have my own experience with it. I have not watched a playthrough of it. I have not listened to the music from it. I listened to the music of Undertale and watched playthroughs of Undertale before I got the game. I have not done that with Deltarune. I have specifically been avoiding anything to do with Deltarune because I wanted to play it myself and have the first encounter with it on my own terms. I was going to wait until the game was finished, but there's going to be 7 parts. There are 2 parts done. And now, we leave. If you leave here, your adventure will really be over. Your friends will follow you out of the underground. I'm ready. Oh my. Isn't it beautiful, everyone? Wow, it's even better than on TV. Way better. Better than I ever imagined. Frisk, you live with us? The sunlight is so nice, and the air is so fresh. I really feel alive. Hey, Sans. What's that giant ball? We call that the sun, my friend. That's the sun? Wowie! I can't believe I'm finally meeting the sun. I could stand here and watch this for hours. Another kind of piece of evidence that Sans is from a different timeline, because he knows and has been on this, like, he's touched grass, he's seen the sun, all that sort of stuff. Yes, it is beautiful, is it not? But we should really think about what comes next. Oh, right. Everyone, this is the beginning of a bright new future. An era of peace between humans and monsters. Frisk, I have something to ask of you. Will you act as our ambassador to the humans? Yeah, Frisk will be the best ambassador, and I, the great Papyrus, will be the best mascot. I'll go make a good first impression. Oh, well. Someone's got to keep him from getting into trouble. See you guys. Man, do I have to do everything? Papyrus, wait! Hey, Undyne, wait up! Whoops. Should I do something? Oh, well, gotta go! It seems that everyone is quite eager to set off. Frisk, you came from this world, right? So you must have a place to return to, do you not? What will you do now? What? Frisk, you really are a funny child. If you had said that earlier, none of this would have happened. It is a good thing you took so long to change your mind. Well, I suppose. If you really do not have any other place to go, I will do my best to take care of you for as long as you need. Alright. Now, come along. Everyone is waiting for us. And you see what happens to all the monsters. Frogget is a professional frog. Whimsum, still a bit guilty. Moldsmal found a new cave, looks reformed bully. Vegetoid, popular nutritionist. Migasp, casually enjoys life. Napstablook, spooky DJ. And you also see who designed them. He finally got to ride with his wind as his hair. Da, 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 da. You're also hearing all the characters' themes as they show up in the credits too. Da, da, dun, dun, da, da, dun, dun. Snowdrake. Semi-successful comedian. Icecap, thinking about a tat. Gift-Trot. Christmas display. Doggo has his own seeing eye dog. Dogamy and Dorgaressa. Finally, #1 nose nuzzle champions. Lesser dog. Found a loving owner. Greater dog, excited by life's changes. Aaron, by Tammy, reluctantly. Still flexing. Moldbig, idyllic life on the beach. Washua. Legendary Janitor. Temmie. Mad Dummy. Calmed down just a bit. Shiren, taking piano lessons again. Dun 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 dun. This song is called Bring It In, guys, by the way. Vulcan, encouraging space heater. Sundar plane finally confesses, what? I don't. Pyro. Candle in the world's largest birthday cake. Muffet, spider success with a new bakery. Royal guards. Use your imagination. Final Frogget. Giving life its own meaning. Whimsalot. The long battle finally ending. Astigmatism. Domineering glasses seller. Magic, street magician. Night Night, taking a well-deserved nap. Amalgamates. Living with their families, thinking about sticks. And Toriel finally started that school. Oh, we're not done yet. Did you really think it was over? I mean, we haven't even done the special thanks yet. Ready? Let's end all of this for good. Let's see, can I do it? This is going to be hard, but I'm gonna try. And there's an Easter egg if you don't touch any of the credits. No, I missed. I swear, if that's the only one I hit. Nope, okay. I absolutely love that this gives like life to the credits. I always love when games like make the credits playable in some way. Yeah, I am failing so hard at this. Oh, this part is hard. Yeah, no, there's no shot. Long names are cheating. Then it shows you all of your touched credits. Thanks to friends and family for supporting us, and Undertale team, thanks you, the player, from the bottom of our hearts. Without you, all of this would be impossible. Good night. There are crickets, by the way, and you probably can't hear it because the desktop audio isn't loud enough. There you have it. That's Undertale. My favorite game. This was a journey. I didn't expect this to take this long. It's definitely been fun, though, playing through this again. I'm reminded why I love this game so much. Come on, Toby, where are you? This was a great time. Very great time. There you are, Toby. There is still one other thing I haven't done, though, that I do love about this game. Come on, Toby, do your thing. Toby. Give it a second. I know I'm running on 2.5 hours here. I knew that this would be a longer stream. I was debating starting up stream yesterday to get through the lab and then do everything else today, but I felt like there wouldn't be enough to do. There it goes. I love that Toby's made his icon the dog. And he just falls asleep. And with that, I quit the game. But there is one last thing I haven't done yet. Reopen the game. Yes, I know I closed the game. Shut up. Ooh, that's some lag. Hi. Oh, that is some heavy lag. There we go. It loading up was annoying. Seems as if everyone is perfectly happy. Monsters have returned to the surface. Peace and prosperity will rule across the land. Take a deep breath. There's nothing left to worry about. Well, there is one thing. One last threat. One being with the power to erase everything. Everything everyone's worked so hard for. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? That's right. I'm talking about you. You still have the power to reset everything. Toriel, Sans, Asgore, Alphys, Papyrus, Undyne. If you so choose. Everyone will be ripped from this timeline and sent back before all of this ever happened. Nobody will remember anything. You'll be able to do whatever you want. That power. I know that power. That's the power you were fighting to stop, wasn't it? The power that I wanted to use. But now the idea of resetting everything. I don't think I could do it at all again. Not after that. So please, just let them go. Let Frisk be happy. Let Frisk live their life. But if I can't change your mind, if you do end up erasing everything, you have to erase my memories too. I'm sorry. You've probably heard that this 100 times already, haven't you? Well, that's all. See you later, Echo. No one's in the underground anymore. So the menu is empty of all the friends. And true reset is how you restart the game. You wipe everyone's memories. The true reset only happens at the end of the true pacifist route. It is the only way in-game to completely reset everything. I've told you that this game remembers. The true reset forgets all of that. I am curious, though. Okay, so that just does that. Okay. There's no need to do that. But yeah, I need to get the commands off myself, so I'll put them up here for this scene. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. Let me quickly open up. I want this one to play. Memory. Don't give up. Where is it? Come on. Fine, I'll just have to put the main one on loop. Alright, so that was Undertale. Again, my favorite game of all time. I'm sure it's no secret as to why. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. It was nice kind of rediscovering this game again. Again, I won't be streaming Deltarune. That's gonna be saved for myself. And frankly, I don't know anything about the game, so I wouldn't be able to really give helpful hints or tips or tricks or anything like that. So that was most of what this playthrough was. It was me kind of showing off tips and tricks while also rediscovering this game for myself. But yeah, thanks for coming by. Let's see. I have someone to raid. Yeah, okay. I need to come up with a raid message. Because, frankly, it's getting to the point now where I'm feeling more and more confident about raiding people. But yeah. I don't have anything this time, so just go and show them the same love that you would show me. As the tide comes in. I don't want to be too cheesy about it. It should come naturally. I'll come up with one eventually. But thank you, everybody, so much for coming by. It really has been fun. Next week I will start Luigi's Mansion. You know, for spooky month and all that. So, everyone, hope you all have a wonderful time zone. Make sure you take care of your make sure you drink water, get some rest, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Screw it, we'll end on his theme. Feels appropriate.